All right, everybody. Welcome to Samhain. Just a note that the pictures that you'll see today are, except for one, from Adobe stock. This is being recorded so that the live will be available as well as a edited video for people to see at a later time. Let's begin this evening with taking a moment to remember those that we lost and wish were with us at this time. Okay, everyone, before we get into um, the ritual for tonight, what I want to do is take a moment and remind you of something you may not have had to grow up with. I grew up in Connecticut. My elementary school was a bomb shelter. I grew up having drills for the first part of my life. Um, while I was at that school, which was kindergarten through fifth grade, we had just, well, the Cuban Missile Crisis was past, but people still remembered. So, one of the things that people don't remember of that time is the predominant thing was to make everybody think of the enemy not as a person. For those of you who remember Vietnam, the same thing happened there. The goal was to dehumanize the other side, making it easier to strip them of their rights and of their life. As you see the Christian fundamentalist right growing, especially among the Republican Party, we're going to come back to that kind of time. So I would like everybody to be known in their community. Now, I understand if you're not comfortable being known as being pagan, but be seen. Help out where you can. Maybe do some volunteer work or just do some goofy stuff on TikTok, YouTube. Make sure you've got stuff posted on Instagram, whatever social platform seems best for you, so that somebody could look at that and be reminded that you are a human being, regardless of your beliefs. And this also goes the same for when it comes to skin color, and sexual orientation, people have a tendency to forget that the person on the other side of whatever the issue is still a human being. In order for them to see you that way, you need to give them something that allows them to see your humanity. Something that allows them to not label you in any other way than a fellow human being. Now, I know that won't stop some people, but we're not interested in convincing everyone. We just want to remind those that are paying attention. There's always going to be that group that sees things their way and their way only, and will never, ever accept anything other than what they believe is right. We can't do anything with those people. It's unfortunate, be it the environment or just who they are, that they won't see things differently. But in any event, all we can do is make sure that they see us. So what we're going to do tonight is the ritual is going to go to the tower. For those of you who are familiar with this, you know what's next. We climb the spiral staircase in the tower up to the top. And we're going to watch a bit of our lives, and then we're going to take that question that you've got, reach into the well of the Akashic record, and see if you can pull out an answer. But again, tonight is about those that we lost. So I wanted to start a discussion about what people feel happens when our bodies no longer function and we go in the ground. To me, there's an added piece to this that we'll get to in a moment. But my perspective is this is not our only time in a physical body. Our physical body is a manifestation of our soul, but also it has to keep with it what we are here to do and what we're here to learn. There isn't much point in life if we don't learn. To learn, we have to make mistakes. There's just no other way to actually learn. You can read a book. You can have somebody tell you something. But that truly is not the same as experiencing it. It won't stay with you as well. It won't carry forward. So our energetic soul, which being energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So when we die, that becomes untethered from the physical manifestation. And it has to go somewhere. Now, there's some Buddhist thought that an enlightened person could immediately incarnate back into themselves. There's also the thought that your soul has now become detached. You could go into another body. But the one that I like to trust in is once our body and our soul become detached, the soul goes on to a rest. For some people, that detachment of soul can be a peaceful experience. Maybe they went in their sleep. For others, it could be a very traumatic event that separated them from their physical manifestation. I don't think the soul has a lack of feeling. So it would mean that the soul would need to take some time to recharge and recover before coming back. Now you might say, well, wait a minute. There's a lot more people now than there used to be. So if you follow reincarnation, how is it that there are more people now? Well, the first fallacy in that is the fact that time is the guiding principle. Time does not exist. Taking that as a perspective, there is no reason there can't be more than one of you alive right now. Doesn't have to be. And I know from there were some Japanese practices where they would put down rice at the base of the coffin during the funeral, and it would leave a imprint of the animal that the person would come back as. So if we broaden what we think of as life, then we broaden what we think of as could be inhabited by a soul. It is unfortunate that human beings believe that they are the be-all and end-all in the universe. We aren't the best of the best. We aren't all that much. So maybe you come back as a dolphin. Maybe you come back as a dog. Maybe you come back as a cat. Maybe you come back as any living thing. And to add to that, I want to throw another piece out. There's a thought of a soulmate. And the soulmate, in some things are called the twin flame, but they aren't considered to be the same soul that has in some way divided and become two. Now, that's one possibility, that your soul divided became two. The other possibility, as time doesn't exist, is that other person is you. And you're just running into another version of yourself. In either case, you're looking at somebody who, on a very fundamental level, is a part of you. That's the way I look at the person that I had found. In any event, I put these ideas out for you to think upon and comment on, and we'll have a discussion around what you think is what happens when we have detached ourselves, when our soul and our physical manifestation are no longer connected. So let's move on to our ritual. So get comfortable. Make sure you're seated. Make sure you have your question with you. And we're going to start ascending those stairs. And as we ascend, you're going to feel yourself becoming lighter and lighter. And the emotion around the day becomes less and less. So let's begin by taking that first step, going up the stair. Now your second, your third. The stairway curves on the way up. Your fourth, your fifth. You feel lighter and less worried about life. The sixth, the seventh, the eighth, almost there, the ninth, the 10th. You open the door and you're greeted with a screen and a comfortable place to sit. As you sit down, you think about something that happened to you. You relax and watch a wonderful event from the past year play out on the screen. Close your eyes. Let the event and the feelings wash over you. And now it's time to come back. Grab your question. In your mind's eye, see yourself walking over to an area you didn't see before. There's a door. You open the door to the Akashic Records. Hold your question firmly in mind and see what response you get from the records. Well, I hope you got something out of this Samhain ritual. I hope you have questions, that you have thoughts of what happens when we pass on. I hope you got something. Now go and get If you haven't already, a meal for yourself and set a plate for your loved one. Take some time to sit and remember the wonderful life that you had with that person or that pet. And we will see you at the next Sabbath. Thank you for showing up tonight, and I appreciate the interest.